Hello people, this is Srinath from Decrypt IELTS coming back to you with one more set of video about IELTS reading. Many believe that IELTS reading is the section where they tend to lose many of the marks and it is very impossible for them to get perfect band 9 score. If you are one of them and searching for a good content across YouTube and looking for a guidance from someone who has attempted this test various times and cracked each and every time, then you are in the right place. Please watch my video till the end so as to make sure that you are achieving your perfect band 9 after following all the tips and tricks that I have provided in this PPT. As I mentioned, I'll be discussing about reading module today. First of all, there are two types of IELTS tests. One is general and one is academic, and this is a section which is not same for both the type of tests. I just put forth all the major differences, how is the marking criteria and what is the minimum scores required for scoring your desired band levels. Let us go through one by one. In academic tests, the number of passages will be only 3, but they will be in lengthier in nature, and when we are comparing this with the general test, even though the sections are only 3, but the number of paragraphs or number of passages which are there for your review is in 5. The contents specifically for academic test, it is science or scientific related, and for general training it is quite general, and it is from any of the newspaper or journal or any of the blogs from which they'll be selecting these contents and giving it to you for your reading test. Answer transfer time, like as I mentioned previously, in listening module you'll get plenty of time. If you are giving in a paper based test, you'll be getting 10 minutes for passing the answers in your answer sheet, but in this module you'll not be getting any spare time for transferring the answers. Preferred mode of test, in my opinion and many others opinion, it is convenient for people to attempt this reading test through computer based testing only, for the reasons best stated in the upcoming slides. There is a difference between how the bands are allocated for academic as well as generic. As I mentioned before, academic is purely with respect to science related, and the passages are lengthier in nature, and it will be a bit having an uncommon and unfamiliar terms, so people or student might find it difficult. So considering this, IELTS has relaxed their band descriptors when compared with the general, because general will be much more simpler and it is covering day-to-day activities, so it is very easy or convenient for you to guess the right answers. So for getting, if you're targeting band 7, then in academic test you need not to get 35 or 36 right answers. If you are scoring 30 to 32 right answers, you will be getting a band 7, and when it is compared to the general training, you will need minimum 34 to 35 to score a band 7. If you want to achieve band 8, then you'll need to hit 35 to 36 right answers in academic test, and when compared to in general test it should be 37 to 38. And for a perfect band 9, you'll have to score at least 39 to 40 in academics, but in general training you need to hit out, that is 40. So this is my scores. I've attempted 4 times this IELTS test, and first 2 attempts I was getting 7.5. Then I've worked really on my basics, and in the third attempt I got a perfect band 9. That means all 40 out of 40 right answers. In the attempt 4, I've scored again 7. I was in the range of 34 to 35 for the reasons best mentioned in the upcoming slides. Major causes for low scores is, one is poor time management. I've seen many people who are running out of time at the end of the test and they'll not be covering all the questions. Unfamiliar with skimming and scanning techniques. This is the one important criteria to crack this reading test. So you'll have to practice these ideologies so as to make sure that you're going it easy in the examination. Getting stuck in one passage, this is the one of the major blunder people commit. If they are not getting the right answers, then they'll be going through it again and again and again, and they are not really concerned about the time. This is where they lose the marks, because at the end of the test you'll not be completing all the questions available, and even though the last 5 to 6 questions are easy for you, but you'll not be getting enough time to attempt this. Poor strategy to attempt various types of questions, and I've seen many YouTubers who are just giving you generic ideas to attempt each questions, but it is not the case. Each and every type of question has got its own set of strategies to attempt this and score perfect band 9 scores. Do not apply generic strategy for each and every type of test. It varies, and the way you should approach this also varies. So I'll be going through each and every important strategies, tips and tricks to score good marks in your examination. Spelling and plural errors, this plays a vital role. Many of the students, even though the answers are right in front of you, commit mistakes in spellings and plurals, then that's for sure that you'll be losing marks in this. Now let us understand the reading module, how it is designed. There are 40 questions. You need to complete them in 60 minutes. And one important strategy is to make sure that attempt all questions. Do not get stuck at one question at once. Just mark it for review at the end and just continue with the other passages which you find convenient for yourself. This has got 3 sections, and I'll be in detail speaking about only the general test now, because as I mentioned before, there are a bit of differences between academics and general, and in general you'll be having 5 set of paragraphs. So section 1, there are 2 passages to attempt to. So for this section you need to spend in and around 18 minutes. Section 2, there will be again 2 passages from which at least 13 to 14 questions will be there, and for that also you need to spend 18 minutes. And the section 3, there will be only 1 passage given, but it will be quite difficult as they are designing the test in such a manner that the difficulty level is progressive. Section 1, 2 are quite easy, and section 3 is difficult because of the lengthier passages. So for this you should have ample amount of time available with you, so that at least you should spend mere minimum 24 minutes for completing this task. Common question types for section 1, 2, 3 I have marked in different colors because the section 1 is quite easy, section 2 is intermediate, and section 3 is difficult. So in section 1 commonly you will get true, false or not given answers question, and second type of question what you may get is match the paragraph information. Section 2 you will be getting fill in the blanks, complete the sentence or complete the summary, all these kind of sections. Majority of the times you will get fill in the blanks in this section 2. And in section 3 this is the difficult one, where you will be getting multiple choice type of questions, and you'll have to give author's opinion or which is the right answer, like that kind of thing out of the 4 or 3 options available. Fill in the blanks or complete the summary is one more type of question which will come, and match the heading. So match the heading, if it comes for you and they'll be asking it for 5 to 7 questions, then you should make sure that you are having enough time available with you to attempt this, because it will be very difficult for you. Let us understand each section by section. We are coming to section 1. The type of question is true, false or not given. In this the strategy will be is that always the questions will be in order over here. If the question is 8, 9, 10, 11, this will be in the order over here, so you need not to worry at all. First instruction what I will give you is that important information. True means the statement completely agrees with the information given in this para. False means it is a contradiction to the statement given over here. For example, students can begin the 1-year course without any previous involvement in acting. Over here what he is saying that people should have at least some basic involvement or experience in acting to get involved in this particular course. So the contradictory statement for this is that they should not have any previous involvement. For this the contradictory statement is that they should have previous experience in acting. And not given means about it is neither true nor false, because it is not at all mentioned in the paragraph. So always mark my words, questions are in order, and check any additional questions. One more mistake what we commit is that we'll not be seeing, like for example, if this comes first, if this essay, this passage comes first and the question starting from 1 to 7, then just check what are the questions which are from 8 to 14. So if it is not from this paragraph, then you can make sure that you need not to highlight any important keywords, because you'll be only seeing it true, false or not given. So you'll have to just check that this passage is applicable for only this much of questions, or any other additional questions are there in the vocab. It is recommended to read the question first. Very important strategy for you, that people often spend time reading over here. They'll go through each and every para, and when you're completing this you'll be forgetting what this para is all about. So it is not at all recommended to read all the passages available over here. It is first for true, false and not given. Make sure that you are reading the question and understanding the meaning of it, and then you're going to passage. Just look for the keywords mentioned over here and just attempt one question at a time, because no one's memory is so perfect that you can remember such a lengthy paragraph and you can answer the questions. So this is not at all going to help you guys. If you are going and reading all the passage at once, then it is a foolish idea. I would say just read the questions first, understand the essence, then after looking at the keywords, just go through and connect the words in this paragraph, for which paragraph this question is belonging to, and over there you just read this at a time, and then you'll understand the essence of this passage. Whether this information is agreeing with this sentence, you just compare. If it is agreeing, then it is true. If it is not agreeing, then it is contradictory statement, then it is false. If nothing is mentioned about this information, that is question number 8, then it should be not given. Understand the meaning of the question. As I mentioned before, if you are reading 8, students can begin 1-year course without any previous involvement in acting. This means, just understand the meaning of this question. Students can get enrolled to 1-year course without having any previous experience. This is what it means. Without having any previous experience, they can get enrolled into this course. So we'll have to understand the question first, then practice skimming and scanning over here. Like when you're reading, just skimming, you'll have to just skim. If you are going through, this is an intensive course which is designed for those who have completed their academic studies, have some theater or film experience already. Like over here, your important keyword is course, 1-year course, and previous involvement in acting. Just understand the synonym for this. Previous involvement, the synonym for this will be somewhere related to experience. Then you come over here, course, then you are certainly sure that you'll have to concentrate on this para only, because course both are matching. Now just look for experience. Where is this experience? Yes, film experience already. Now just understand this. This is an intensive course which is designed for those who have completed their academic studies and have some theater or film experience already. Highlight this, should have some experience already. That means the contradiction. Here the question says that without any previous involvement. Here says that they should have some previous experience. Then the answer for this is false. Like this you should approach. Look for the keyword. I mentioned before, course and previous involvement. Synonym for this previous involvement is experience, and you will be understanding in which para this is mentioned, and it will be easy for you. So skimming and scanning, just to elaborate, how do I read this? This intensive course designed. This is irrelevant for me. Intensive course designed for those who completed their academic studies and some theater experience already. To get accepted, you should be an achiever like this, knowledgeable about the industry and determined to succeed. Like this, you should be able to read. This is and all these are irrelevant for you. Just try to skim it, or else you will be spending a lot of time on this. This is the area where people majority of the times lose marks, because they are not able to understand what is agreement, what is contradiction, and whether it is given or not. Do not apply your general knowledge in this. Most of the times I have landed up in trouble marking not given as the answer, but because of my general knowledge. And do not use your general knowledge over here. Just concentrate on the question as well as the passage given. Do not waste time on a single question. If you are not getting this answer, just go to the next question. Do not waste your time on a single question. In the computer based test, you will be having option to mark it as pending for review. So which, if you are having adequate free time at the end, you can come back and have a review. It will be popping up, or it will be showing in a round section that is marked for review. So you'll get and review this at the end of your test. Do not spend time on one question more than 2 minutes. The second type of question what you will get is in section 1 is match the paragraph information. The strategy for this is that what they are asking you is look at the 7 reviews of suitcases. This is an example. For which suitcases are the following statements are true? What he's saying is that just match the para information. Now you should just read this question. Strategies for this is that first of all, the questions are not in order, because this is very quite obvious that now for this first they'll be mentioning if it is here, then it is very easy for you to mark for first question yes, for second question B, right? This is not at all a test. So in this type of questions, the questions are not in order. It will be in a blabbered condition, and just make sure that you are not committing that mistake. And check any additional questions in the next page that I mentioned before. You just make sure whenever you are attempting the question, if this paragraph has come in general training, there are 5 paragraphs for 3 sections, right? So one paragraph can be used for 2 or 3 set of questions. So you just make sure that whether only you will have to match the sentence, or you will have any other fill in the blanks question following this, which is pertaining to this paragraph. That needs to be checked. Then if there is any additional questions which are coming up like fill in the blanks, then you should have use the strategy of highlighting the important keywords in the passages as well, to make sure that you will save your time. It is recommended to read the passage first. In this type of question, see, that's why I've been telling you that the strategies for section to section, type of question to question will change. In this type of question where the match the para information is there, you should not read all these kind of things. Just first read this, like a weekend suitcase that's sophisticated and visually spacious for its time. That over here the important keyword is it is spacious. Strong nylon outer fabric is water and abrasion resistant. Here the important thing is it is made up of nylon and it is water resistant. So it should handle any knocks without showing the signs of damage. So the understanding for this is that it is very spacious and strong, waterproof, abrasion or abrasion resistant, and it should handle, if it is taking a hit also, it will not show any signs of damage. This is the essence of this paragraph. Just look for here. Suitcase is for those who wish to purchase expensive luggage. Expensive luggage, nothing mentioned over here. For people who like to follow the latest fashion, nothing mentioned over here. Easy to choose one of those to match most clothing, nothing for this. Manufacturer is confident that suitcase will last a long time. This may be one of the answers because they are talking about the durability, but here they have not mentioned anything about the durability, have they? The strong nylon outer fabric is, they have not mentioned, so nothing about durability. So this is not the answer. Items in this suitcase will not be affected if it gets wet. Here we go. If the suitcase is getting wet, items will not get wet. That means it is waterproof. So the answer for 5th question is A. So like this you are approaching. Okay. Then highlight the essential information over here. Just when you are going through the para, that's what I have mentioned. It is spacious. You should highlight. Fabric is water resistant. Water and abrasion resistant should be highlighted. Damage, without damage, you should highlight this. Then only you will be able to understand the questions better. Predict the essence of the paragraph. That's what I have done right just now. Once you go through the paragraph, just understand the essence of the paragraph, what this paragraph is saying. So it will be very easy for you. Match the question. So that's what I have done. With the information available from the paragraph, just match the question. So it is easy for you. And one more piece of advice, like before, do not waste much of a time on it. And if you're not finding the right answer, go for the next one. And in this, if you are having, you might be lucky. One important thing is that if you have found for all the questions the answers, but you're not sure about the fifth or fourth one, then it is easy that after selecting all the questions, the remaining one is the answer for this, right? So that is quite common. You can adopt that technique. Let us come to section 2. In this section, I'll be talking about, as the section increases, the difficulty level is getting increased over here. And majority of the times, the type of questions is complete the sentence, that is fill in the blanks or complete the notes. The strategy for this is questions are always coming in the order. Okay, and read the instructions carefully. This is what I mean. Choose no more than 2 words. This is equal to your listening practice. Over here, if they have told that you'll have to answer not more than 2 words, then you cannot write 3 words. You'll be losing marks. Check any additional questions. That's the primary thing that you should do. When you go through the passage, just check for the questions. Any other questions which are following this passage, you should be sure about it before attempting the answer. So read the questions first and identify the keywords. In this type of questions, the fill in the blanks or complete the sentence or notes, just read the questions first and then highlight the keywords. Over here, the keyword for is inspection document, current vehicle inspection documents. So to speed up the border crossing, during the border crossing, use PAPS. For this, send your details and current vehicle inspection document. So the keyword is inspection document. So with this inspection document, you'll have to go over here, something about PAPS they have given. This is PAPS. Just look for PAPS. Here it is there, PAPS. So this is what called as skimming and scanning. So PAPS is over here. So you need not to go and look at the first paragraph. This is PAPS is over here. Just read this. First point of contractor at the primary inspection, the best way to clear customs. Make sure that customs get information about your shipment before you set up. So send your details. Now over here, speed up the border crossing. For this, send your something. Make sure that customers gets information about your shipment. So the answer is for this, send your shipment details. After that, they have given information about your shipment, and you also need to send a proof of annual inspection. Over here, the annual inspection is there, but your answer is already here because using the pre-arrival processing system, and your shipment details needs to be given over here. So just understanding what I'm saying. Yes, skim the passage. That's how I have skimmed. I've just looked for PAPS, and where is the PAPS? PAPS is here. Then I should directly jump into second section. I'll not go through the first section. It is irrelevant for. And second section, I've just highlighted this PAPS, and anything coming before and after will be having the answer for this question. Okay. Once the keyword is matched, understand the specific sentence. That's what I've done. Once I have the match of PAPS, then I've just read before and after this keyword. So that's how I got my right answer. So one more important thing over here is that you may be very good at your spelling, or you may be very good at English. Your spelling levels are excellent, but still you are bound to commit mistakes. That is the human mentality. Whenever you're undergoing a test, your brain makes some silly mistakes. That because of it, you may land up in lesser marks. So always make sure that if there is a shipment is over here, just copy this shipment and paste it over here in order to avoid the spelling errors. Okay. And also you need to be very careful about the plural sentences, like current vehicle inspection documents. Just when you're writing, if you're writing document and if it is a documents, then you'll lose marks. So be sure of it. Be mindful of plural sentences. This is the very important essential information for you. Let us come to another set of questions. That is, we are coming up to a section 3. Over there, it will be a lengthier passages for you. They are just messing up with your mind, and they'll be putting up n number of irrelevant data, which is not at all required, but they'll be putting up over there in order to make you confused about the subject, and you may miss many of the right answers. So I've just marked a few of the areas. The major type of questions which come over here is 7 to 8 match the headings, because the paragraphs will be 7 to 8 over here, which will be quite lengthy. Approximately 600 to 650 words will be there in this, and matching heading becomes quite stressful. That's why I'm saying when coming to section 3, you should have, in my point of view, I used to always cover section 1 and section 2 in 30 minutes, and I'll be giving 30 more minutes for section 3 because that is quite difficult. And you should also review your previous all the questions, spellings, and all the other things which you have marked as to be reviewed, that needs to be checked. So always make sure that when you are coming to section 3, you will be having at least 30 minutes of spare time. So that will take huge amount of time of yours. And let us go through the strategy for matching the headings. So over here, as I mentioned, questions will not be in order. Read the passage and highlight the keywords. For this, you cannot do anything by going through the headings over here. You cannot do anything, right? So you just need to read the passages. One thing I found out is that in this type of list of headings, you will be having something related to your heading in first 2 or 3 sentences only. So just you don't need a sat nav to drive Omicron. So from Yachtskut to you cross the Lena River and simply follow the M56 among all the way before taking a left at Tom Tower for the final few kilometers. So like this, you just have a look at it and you just understand how to reach to Omicron. So there's something saying about how to reach over there. So you can just see over here anything related to how to reach this Omicron. Okay. I'll be going through about this in detail. Now let us understand, highlight the names, surnames and year, etc. If something is coming over here with respect to name or surname or year, if it is coming, you better highlight this, because you cannot afford to go through the passage again. It will consume lot amount of time and you do not have that liberty to spend your time in reading the passages again and again. Okay, highlight the names. First 3 sentences of every passage always convey the meaning. So that is what we have found out. And attempt multiple choice or multiple headings first, fill in the blanks later. Because see, why I am saying is that multiple choice questions or match the headings first, because you'll be going through the essay over here, that is paragraph here. So you'll be understanding, you'll be highlighting the important words over here. So make so that when it comes to fill in the blanks, so you'll be having ready-made read available data ready in front of you, and you'll need not to spend much of a time finding for that relevant information in the paragraph. So attempt multiple choice and match the headings first, and if there is a fill in the blanks question, you attempt it later. Skimming is essential, yes. Now let us understand, if how do I get the paragraph A, which is the right answer. Okay, now you don't need SAT drive, you do not need any technology to drive to Omicron. Cross Lena River, follow M56 before taking left at Omter. Journey takes, it is 2 days of hard driving, 2 days of glistening landscapes, frozen rivers, untouched snow, 2 days of endless forest, breathtaking beauty, 2 days of penetrate the heart of Siberia and reach the coldest inhabited place on earth. Beauty surprised me. Siberia isn't always known for its pleasant appearance. It's always billed as a place of hardship, but for hour after hour, the wintry wonderland was bathed in a crisp, clean sunshine, presenting a continuous panorama of conifer trees withered in silence and snow. So over here, they are just explaining the beauty of this, the hardship involved in reaching over here, and the author was surprised because the normal impression is that the Siberia doesn't have pleasant appearance, but it is having pleasant appearance. So over here, area sources of supplies not mentioned, effects of going mentioned outside not mentioned, Omicron past and present nothing mentioned, contrast in the landscape maybe, because there is contrast in the landscape maybe, animals cannot, nothing mentioned, Omicron is affected by its location, nothing mentioned about the location over here, keeping out the cold, nothing mentioned, not only the challenging time of the year, nothing mentioned, better than its reputation. This may be the right answer because it is surprised, and Siberia isn't known for its pleasant surprise, but it is always billed as a place of hardship. But for an hour later, the wintry wonderland was based in a crisp, clean sunshine, presenting a continuous panorama of conifer trees with silence and snow. So the answer for this is 9, because it is a contradiction over here they have mentioned. So this is how you skim the paragraph. You're not going through each and every word, you're just skimming it and you're just understanding what the meaning of this passage is, and you're just matching with the sentence. Okay, understood? Let us go to one more type of questions which will come over here, is that in section 3 always there will be a completing the summer. Now the strategy for this is that, as I mentioned before, always in section 3 there will be 2 set of questions. One is multiple choice, or one more is match the headings. Okay, so when you are going through that, you need to go through all the each and every paragraph over there, right? Once you are going through the paragraph, you're just highlighting the major important contents of that para. So with that, it will be very useful for you to attempt the summary. You just need to understand, because attempting a multiple choice or match the heading questions first, highlighted keywords come to your rescue in this section to locate the paragraph. It is mainly about the summary questions. Difficulty level is why it is difficult, because people find it very difficult to trace it back to the passage where this particular statement is located in that. That is a very difficult area for you. So highlight the specific keyword and match the paragraph. For example, now here, long way from, it should prevent the temperature from falling. The towns is located within a plateau. Plateau is quite a different word for here, because other than this, Omicron is, it will come number of times, because they are telling about the place. When they are talking about the place, they'll mention it many times, so it cannot be your specific keyword. Prevent the temperature from falling slow, you cannot search it like this, town is located. So plateau is quite new word, so you can search it over here. When I've just marked it for you, is the plateau is mentioned in this area, so this paragraph is relevant for you because something about plateau. So you just need to read this paragraph again. Rather than going through each and every paragraph, you just highlight the specific keyword and match the paragraph. Now we have matched the paragraph. Next, copy and paste the answers from passages to avoid spelling errors. Now I missed one thing over here, plateau. Now you can search for the answers. Is long way from any, because over here I was informed a number of factors combined. It is long way. Long way means it is quite far or at a distance, or something about long is, the synonym is at far or at a distance. So over here you just go through number of factors combined, explain. Record low temperature, it is far. See, this is a match, from the ocean. So it is long way from any ocean. Answer is ocean, because long way, far, with its moderating effect in air temperature. Town is located in somewhere in a plateau. So in addition, town sits in a valley. Located, the synonym for this, it sits is synonym for located, so in a valley. So you should mention in a valley within plateau. Surrounded by means it is all around or all the sides. So over here, enclosed, see, which in turn, enclosed is surrounded, means enclosed is a keyword for you, by all sides by mountains. So for this, the located in a within a plot surrounded by mountains is the right answer, because there is not much. So valley, not much means little, little. So wind, not much wind. Okay, the answer is wind. You just understand how I am going through the questions? Yes, this comes from practice. Okay, you need to practice a lot in order to catch all these important synonyms, keywords, and skimming. All these are only comes by practice. You need not to worry if you're finding it hard. Make sure that you are practicing it daily, and your mind gets tuned to this kind of questions. You can attempt this. So very high chances of spending more time on one question, because people find it very difficult to find the paragraph first, and they'll not be able to understand the synonyms, and they'll be facing lot of difficulty. So one word for you, this summary should be attempted at last, because you'll be reading all the passages again and again. So it will be easy for you. You'll be knowing the paragraph, in which paragraph this sentence is mentioned. More set of section. In the section 3, one more set of questions is multiple choice. The multiple choice, the strategy would be to skim, as I told you mentioned before, skim it, highlight the keywords in the question. Questions will be in order, because you cannot just roam around, because it's a very lengthier question. So they'll not just put it in a blabbered way, they'll put it in order. Eliminate the contradictory statements. Okay, how is in the multiple choice? You'll always have to look for elimination of choices. That's the only way you can score good marks in this. I'll tell you how. Start with the easiest question. If, for example, say in the multiple choice questions you have 7 questions, and in the middle, like in the 4th or 5th question, the choices are very small, and it seems to be very easy for you. Start from 4th only. Then you know that it is coming in order, one after the other. So you can very well know that this 4th question you have identify the paragraph for that, and which one I am saying about very easy question is also in terms of the question, also in terms of the paragraph. Paragraphs will also be smaller in that. So if you could able to find it, if you are in a luck, then definitely anything about 1 to 3 will above this, and anything about 5 to 7 is below this para. So that's the way you can play around. This comes by practice. And eliminate the contradictory statement is one thing over here. So just attempt this question. What does the writer suggest about finding new dinosaurs? So the keyword is new dinosaur. Something about new dinosaurs he's saying. So just check where the new dinosaur is. Discovered in the living is discovered a new dinosaur. Okay, here they are mentioned is the first para. Now see that what does the about finding new dinosaurs, dream of being able to do so one fine day. All the scientists are dreaming that one day they should also be able to discover anything as such. It is probable that most have been discovered already. That what he's saying about is that majority of the recoveries have already been made, and there is very less scope for finding any new things in future. People are running out of places to look for them, because there are no places left to look for them. It's becoming relatively common to dig one up. Like it is quite common, because they are making new discoveries each and every day, like that. Okay, now the questions you have just understood, they are mentioning about the discoveries. People are finding it, they are envying that one fine day they'll also be able to find this, or they should be the ones who will be making such discoveries. That is one option. Second option is that most have already been discovered, and there is nothing left to discover further. And third one is they are saying that they have searched all the area, and there is no area left for new research. Fourth one is it is becoming relatively common to dig one up. So over here just need to skim it. Something about discoveries they are saying. Living in what is now China, have resembled a strange bird. It was about the size of a sheep, feathers, sharp beak, probably used to crack open the shellfish. Given the formal scientific name, something about this is irrelevant for me, but we called it mud dragon. Something about mud dragon. There is nothing about envying people. Skeleton was discovered in rock, hardened from ancient mud. Creature got trapped in the mud and died. Fossil remains were found a few months ago when workmen were excavating the site. So in this paragraph they have mentioned nothing, even though the keyword is new dinosaur is put over here, but this entire paragraph is irrelevant for you, because they have nothing mentioned about the feelings of scientists or geographic location or nothing as such. So this is irrelevant for you. Go to the second one. It's every dinosaur obsessed child. Like obsessed child, it may be a scientist is to discover and name a completely new species. Like people are envy of this. Here they have mentioned many scientists, but here dinosaur obsessed with the dearest wish to discover and name a completely new species. So here the many scientists, but here every dinosaur obsessed child. It is not necessary that they are scientists. This is a contradictory statement. So this is not the answer. First thing, you are eliminating it. Okay, now left with only 3. Because why I did so? Because it is something about scientists, but they are talking about obsessed with child. Then next, in fact, my colleagues, now he is speaking about scientists. Wasn't that unusual. New dinosaurs are appearing everywhere these days. It is quite common. They are being discovered very commonly. People are running out of places to look for them. It has become relatively common. See, I've already got the right answer for it, because it is becoming really relatively common to dig one up. here they have mentioned that, in fact, I wasn't that unusual. New dinosaurs are appearing everywhere nowadays, about 50 each year. It is quite common. Okay, so the answer is D. But for your example, why I should eliminate B and C, I'll go through. This place shows no signs of slowing. This place shows no signs of different areas continue to open up. Here they have told that areas are running out, but here continue to open up. At different places, people are finding the remains of dinosaurs. So this is eliminated. Now about B, and this shows no signs of slowing. He says that it shows no signs of slowing. So here they have told that probably most have been discovered. Nothing mentioned about it, but here there is a contradictory statement that he's saying nothing is slowing up. So the answer is quite common to dig one up. So this is how you approach. Okay, so now thanks for staying with me for such a longer time. If you are staying over here and if you are going through the answers or the strategies, I'll be giving you some of the improvement strategies through which you can score better marks. Practice daily. This is what makes sure that you are getting good at skimming and scanning. So practice daily using Cambridge practice test. One more set of advice for you: if you are practicing each and every day, you are just seeing how much you have scored at the end. It is not going to help you. Whichever is your made a mistake in, just go and analyze it, why it was wrong, why it is right, like that. Then only you will improve your score. Identify your weak areas and work on them for improvements. For example, multiple choice may be difficult, section 3 may be difficult, so you cannot do anything about it. Then make sure that section 1 and 2 you are becoming very good at it. You'll be completing it in 20-25 minutes. Then you'll be getting 35 minutes for the section 3, so you can read it again. So make sure that, make up your mind that there's nothing new in it. Everything is right in front of you. You just need to search it, right? That should be the attitude. Attempt actual test only if you are scoring 37 to 40 marks. Okay, because this is quite expensive. This test is quite expensive and you cannot afford to take multiple attempts unless you are blessed with so much of money. Just joking. Prepare your mind by thinking the answers are right in front of you. That's what I've told you. Do not spend much time on a single question. This is very important. Do not attempt the same practices. This is what the major mistake people commit. See, for example, even in my attempt 4, I just got 7. How you know? Because see, in my first 2 attempts, I scored 7.5. I practiced hard, considering the same attitude, saying that all the answers are right in front of me. Why am I scoring only 7.5? I should be scoring 9. So in that attitude, I went for the 3rd attempt. I got perfect band 9 because of that kind of practice. But when going for the attempt 4, I was fully ran out of any practice books because all the 16 books I had just practiced. So now I don't have anything new. So I started practicing again and again. So this time your subconscious is already tuned for that question and it knows where the answers are. Need not to struggle a lot. So I have just practiced 3 or 4 tests and I was getting out. Okay, then I grew up with the overconfidence, saying that now the reading section is a piece of cake and I can again repeat the same set of scores which I have got previously. So that was the blunder mistake I have committed. Do not build any overconfidence. Make sure that you are practicing new passages every time. Okay, remember, one hard paragraph or one hard passage is enough to spoil your scores. That's what I've seen, that in some of the questions, paragraphs are very difficult. It is very difficult to find or locate the important keywords, so you will miss it. So make sure that you are improving your skimming and scanning techniques with your by practicing daily. This is it. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for supporting me. I've been getting a lot of good compliments and good feedbacks about the videos which I'm making, and I'm getting a wonderful response. In order to support my content, please make sure that you're hitting like, subscribe and sharing my videos among your colleagues or among your teammates, so as to make sure that this important set of information reaches each and every one of you for finding right content for scoring good band scores. And I wish that all difficulties go away and you land up with the perfect band 9 in your upcoming examinations. All the best. Cheers. Bye bye. See you.